So it looks like you guys really liked the last video on the worst Deltarune theories. In it, I said to give me your own terrible theories, and good God did you deliver. In fact, you over-delivered. These are so crazy, they put all the previous ones I talked about to shame. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, comment more theories for me to cover, and rate the video 10 girthlies out of 10. Starting off, this is coming straight from the comment section. Tampon theory. Here's a terrible theory. The Chris is female / tampon theory. The theory suggests that Chris is an assigned female at birth, non-binary, because of the confrontation between Susie and Ralsei in Chapter 4. Susie was bleeding and she stained Ralsei's white-furred, fluffied face with her own blood. And due to this chain of events, it is implied that Ralsei is a in the light world due to his white fur and how he got stained with blood. Therefore, assuming Chris goes on a every month and what the f- It wasn't even Chris's blood that got on him. It was Susie's. Is he like shared between them? Like, are they on opposite cycles? Is Susie going on it? Get out of here, man. Number 2, Chris marries Birdly theory, where you make Chris become Birdly's player 2 at the end of the game. Obviously a secret ending where you make Chris be nice to Birdly at every single opportunity, like giving him gifts and going to the festival with him. After Chapter 7 is Chapter 8, a secret ending of the game on the honeymoon where they both co-op Goon together to multiply through mitosis. Number 3, oh my, it's another one from the comments. I'll just let them speak for themselves. There's some evidence for desk grooming Chris. Perhaps they did it behind the trees, which is why the tree man gives eggs, which symbolize reproduction, and the fetuses, which is why the Titan also spawns fetuses. Also, that may be why Asgore ran over Des and why Chris became traumatized. Oh my God, we're literally doubling down on desk rumor theory. We're not making it to 2026, man. We're not even 3 months into Chapter 3 and we're already getting this. Number 4, stinky feet theory. So we know Des has a big pile of shoes in her closet, and while we know that Toriel and Asgore never wear shoes, we've never seen Asriel in game yet. So these could easily be his shoes inside Des's closet, and she hoards them because, quote, Des collects and huffs Asriel shoes, making Des not only a groomer, but also a feet freak as well. Number 5, pregnant Tenna theory. From the comments again. My favorite stupid theory is that Mike and Friend are Tenna and Spamton's biological children, who grew up from the fertilized peepees, but after their divorce, Tenna got the Mike, explaining why Spamton misses him, and Spamton kept the Friend, which is why he lives in the Spamton's basement, although he later neglected Friend to be with Swatch, who was against children, and they were later adopted by Shadowmantle. I just gotta ask, how many characters are gonna give birth in this fucking game? Chris is multiplying, Des is a foot freak, and now Tenna's belly got all big and round to birth out Mike and Friend. Number 6, Ralsei Labubu theory. My theory is that Ralsei's light world counterpart is a Lafufu, and he's ashamed that he's not a Labubu. I don't think half of those words were in English, and you're getting liquid nitrogen for you, buddy. Enjoy the snowgrave. Number 7, polyamorous bisexual Sans theory. My dumb theory is the Sans Polycule theory. El Nina and La Nino are supposed to be parallel to Asgore and Toriel. They have a loving relationship, and then they get in a fight. Once in a fight, they divorce until Chris reunites them, only to have one find out the other is now with a mostly joke character. Then the joke character suggests that they all date as a polycule until through their combined hatred and weird feelings around the joke character, they abandon him and get back together, potentially with another joke character polycule if you recruit Starwalker. And who is a mostly joke character that is together with one half of Toriel and Asgore? Think about it. Sans is gonna polycule the shit out of Chris's parents and then get them back together. This is my theory. So Toriel and Asgore are gonna get back together over their mutual hatred of Sans. Why does this make sense? These theories, they're batshit crazy, but they work. These people, they're mad geniuses, I'm telling you. Number 8, oh my God, this keeps getting worse. How about the Chris circumcision theory? The Dark Fountain is just a metaphor for Alright buddy, you're getting a snowgrave for that. Number 9, tummy ache theory. So we all know that there is a tragedy at the end of the prophecy that is going to take place. People mainly speculate stuff like Susie dying or having to seal the Castletown Dark Fountain. Real serious stuff. But what if the tragedy is that Jockington got a stomach ache? and we'll have to use our axe to give him some Pepto and a cold plate on his belly. This is of course a tragedy because he is the best boy and anything happening to my silly little guy is a disaster. Number 10, Carol hates poor people. She has a fucking McMansion, 2-story, at least like 5 bedrooms with basement. She's bourgeois as hell. Susie is probably homeless given that she's been out of the house for like 3 days now without calling her parents or anything once and not taking a shower. The gravestone at the far right of the graveyard is probably one of her parents, and she defaults to crashing at Chris's place for the past 2 nights. Point is, Carol was able to spot poverty from a mile away, and she instantly aggroes on Susie the moment she lays eyes on her and her tattered ass clothing and black Air Force Ones. Carol also orders Asgore to eat outside, probably because she doesn't want to see a broke smelly bum on her couch pigging out on her food. So Carol is not homophobic, she just hates poor people. Number 11, pregnant rules card. So Lancer calls rules card lesser dad, he calls the king dad and queen girl dad. This can only be explained by them being a polycule and rules card bottoming and getting pregnant. Where are all you other pregnant rules theory truthers? I mean, rules card has the power to take away our ability to fight. I'd assume he has the ability to give birth as well. I just don't see how pleasant it would be given that Lancer has a pointy ass head. Number 12, you didn't include Chris fart theory. Oh yeah, I forgot about fart grave, where you drown out all the sound of Sans boning Toriel with you ripping ass. Number 13, my theory is that Ralze is an anagram for Pixel is a queer. That can't be true. Just look at, oh, wait, no. Number 14, Delta, I forgot about this one. So, when Chapter 4 first released, you had the weird route cutscene in Chapter 4 where you forced the thorn ring onto Noelle. Afterwards, you see a gif of a rose wilting and falling to the ground. Well, a rose with the petals are falling off. That sounds like a rose getting, I don't know, like deflowered. Like it's a flower with its petals getting cut off. It's like deflowered, right? Let's Google what that means. So yeah, people took that rose and flower imagery and assumed that this was Chris, you know, getting freaky. I mean, immediately afterward, you get a cutscene of Chris beating up your soul, and a lot of people falsely assumed that this was an allegory and took it as you making Chris do that to Noelle. This got so bad that Toby removed the rose graphic altogether and instead replaced it with the red pixel you see at the end of Snowgrave. Way lamer, but way less of a chance of being misinterpreted. Soon after, there was another patch where the graphic was replaced with this. I absolutely did not think this was meant to be what people thought it was, but given how kind of up to interpretation the game is, I could see why people eventually came to that conclusion. It's not a big stretch to make, but I'm just glad Toby changed the graphics so no one had to do any stretching. Number 15, Ralze trans theory. So this is an extension of the Ralze being a girl theory. The main evidence is that Ralze can wear 3 ribbons, the blue one, the white one, and the pink one. You know what else is those colors? Yep, it's the trans flag. And given how girly and feminine Ralze acts, I definitely believe it. Number 16, Noelle cuckold theory, where Noelle watches from the chair. Watching who? I don't know. Susie and Chris and Birdley, Toriel and Sans, Asgore and Rudy. There's a lot to watch, and given how submissive Noelle is, it makes sense she'd be a spectator instead of being an active participant. Number 17, Divorce Spamton Part 3. So we've talked about Spamton being in a couple with Tenna, the mics, and the friend inside of me. But another piece of evidence is the way Spamton talks. He has these little voice lines and brackets. Most likely these are meant to be the funny word art that Tenna has, but he can't access them because he lost them in the divorce. Number 18, Piss and Shit theory. So we know from this flavor text in Undertale that monsters don't go to the bathroom since their food just gets fully absorbed. So why the fuck does the holiday house have a bathroom and a toilet? If monsters don't piss or shit, why do they have a device specifically to contain said piss and or shit? Toriel having one makes sense because Chris is a human who does, but why the holidays? Unless Des is a human and she pisses and shits and the toilet is for Des. Oh my god, she's a human. Number 19, Burger Pants gay e-dating theory. So in Chapter 4, Burger Pants, who is called Pizza Pants in this game, is e-dating a girl and has been sitting at a booth to meet her. He stays until he gets a text that says she couldn't find him and leaves him cookies. In the diner, you'll learn Bratty is making the ice cream guy catfish someone. And later you can find him and he'll say, as long as he's happy. Meaning Pizza Pants is dating Blue Ears, who's pretending to be a girl online. How yowie. And finally, number 20, Hummer theory. We collect the 7 Madagascar DVDs to merge without looking. And that's gonna do it for the worst Deltarune theories in my comment section. You have some absolutely ridiculously crazy theories, but a lot of them actually make sense, which is the even scarier part. Comment your own terrible theory if you want it featured in a future video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Special thank you to my patrons here, Midkipper, Chris Griffin, and Lance Rockhard. You guys are awesome. You will get early access to videos and a booster only channel inside my Discord, as well as a shout out at the end of videos. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to watch my other stuff on Deltarune, and I'll see you guys later. By the way, I was gonna make a joke about Ram like having a yacht, but like I couldn't find the TikTok video of it. Like it's just lost media now. I just can't find it anymore. So sorry, just gotta use your imagination.